We welcome you.
Hi, Ineya.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, as are all of we here. How are you?
I'm good. One thing I was noticing that was happening in my life was that I was attracting people or situations that don't feel good to me. And I was wondering, why does that happen? Like, continuously happen? Like, I keep running into certain people, like, oh man, I don't really want to run into them. But somehow, it's happened 3 times in a week.
Well, it's kind of funny because you provided us with an oxymoron, as you humans like to call it. You said just now that you think to yourself, oh, I do not want to run into them. But in that very sentence, you are attracting them to you. The law of attraction, the universe does not hear what you do or do not want. It only hears what you put out. So you are still thinking about running into that person. You're just thinking about how much you don't want to run into them. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are thinking, I don't want to run into them, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, you are still thinking of that situation. Anytime you think of that situation, the universe does not hear the do not want. It just hears the energy of what it is. So if you are not wishing to run into a certain person, think about running into someone you would love to run into. Think about when you're going on a walk and you see something you would love to see. A squirrel doing something funny or unique. Ducks being happy and joyful. A little bunny eating a small carrot. There are a million things you can wish to see as you are continuing about your day. But do not perseverate on what you wish to not see. Because the more you think about what you do not want to see, the more you will see that thing. Because the energy is still being put towards them, do you see?
Yes.
It is easier to answer this question from a place of what you do want. I know for your situation that it is about a friend that you do not wish to see. We do, however, think that this friend has been taking up space in your mind. You have been allowing them space in your head, which is not anything to be upset about, and there's nothing wrong with that. But do not be surprised then when you run into them, for you are thinking of them often, even in ways you wish maybe not to think about them. Maybe think about them in the case of, man, why did I attract them into my life? Why did I think this was going to be different? Why this? Why that? This, that. But the core of what you are thinking about is still that person. We encourage you to move on. Think about something new. Think about what it would be like to run into someone and just feel joy. Think about what it would feel like to make a friend and just feel at ease. To feel at peace. Focus on those positive energies instead of the lack thereof, yes?
I'd like to learn how to change my perspective around money.
When it comes to money, we love this conversation because we have talked about this with Olivia thousands of times, it seems. Money is simply energy. That is it. No more, no less, it is energy. Not above you, not apart from you, just energy. You believe in energy, yeah?
Yes.
You believe in the power to attract positive things into your life, yeah? So just start seeing money, the energy of money, drawing itself to you. Money loves you. The energy is stuck on you. The energy has a huge crush on you and just wants to follow you around and give you gifts all the time. This is a fun thing you can do in meditation. Just envision the energy of money. For Olivia, it looks like a little star with a face that just beep-bops around, and anytime it shakes and moves, glitter falls from it. And that glitter is money. And she sees it being drawn to her, having a crush on her, dropping gifts at her door just because it is so attracted to her. Money. That's a fun thing for you to do. When it comes to your perspective of money, we mean this with love. You do not necessarily need to change your perspective of money. You need to change your perspective of self. You need to start understanding that you as a human are not limited. Not that money is not limited. That's a wonderful perspective, but we think you may already know that. Are we correct there?
Yes.
The perspective that needs adjusting, the perspective that needs changing, is the perspective you see of yourself. Start to see yourself as someone who can wear multiple hats. maybe at the same time. Start to see yourself as someone who can exist in multiple places at the same time. Start to see yourself as someone who can have, be, do, want, exist, everything that they've ever wanted. Start to understand that yes, money is not limited, but neither are you. Start to understand that you are infinite. You are expansive. Your perspective of self matters so much more than your perspective of money. Your perspective of who you are matters much. So it's just start slowly building the belief, building the perspective. I am rich. It does not have to be true. It is not a lie, though, for you are speaking it into existence. I am rich. I am rich. Oh, I am rich. Yeah, I am rich. I am incredibly wealthy. Money just shows up in my life. It is about changing your perspective of who you are. I am worthy of infinite abundance. I am worthy of wealth. I am worthy of luxury. Luxury loves me. Money loves me. Money is stuck on me. I deserve to receive it. I deserve to allow it. The more you focus on changing your perspective of self, money will just start showing up because there will not be any resistance there. But right now, you do not need to focus on the energy of money because right now there is a bit of resistance there. It seems harder. So instead, just focus on building the perspective of you. That can be fun, right?
Yes.
You are glorious. That's fun, yes. You are wealthy. That could be fun, right? You are successful. You are abundant. You are infinite. Building that perspective of self. Have fun with it. Be creative with it. And then understand that the perspective of money will just come right alongside. Okay?
Yes. I have resistance with trying to bring what I'm creating or feeling in my head into the physical world. What is that resistance and how can I go around it?
Resistance is only ever caused by ego, by fears, by insecurities, and by worries. If you feel resistance towards bringing something that you want from the non-physical into the physical, it is because there is a part of you that believes it is not going to happen. Right?
Yeah.
There is a part of you that believes that it is not true. It is too big. It is too grand. It is too... I want it too much and I can't want it too much because if I want it too much and it doesn't happen, ouch. So resistance gets thrown up. Fear gets thrown up. The reason that you struggle bringing anything into the reality that isn't currently in the non-physical is out of your fear of it not coming. The fear of it not arriving when you want it so badly is currently stronger than your desire to have it. Do you see? When you desire something and you do not really care if you get it, it just comes so effortlessly to you. We have seen it. You have seen it. Things that you do not feel a chokehold around come into life easily. How to go around this resistance is to remind yourself that everything works for you. Everything exists for you. Everything is wonderful for you. And if you feel fear around a certain idea right now, let it go. You do not need to focus on it because you will put a chokehold on it and snuff it out before it ever gets to come because the resistance is so strong. So if it's around money or around a new job or a new career, if there is so much fear and so much resistance right now, focus on something else. Focus on manifesting a cup of coffee into your life. Focus on manifesting beautiful weather, something in which you do not feel a strong pull either way. You'll be happy either way. And once you start to see those little things appear in your life, you will start to build trust within your ability to create and your ability to manifest. And as you learn to trust yourself, that fear will get smaller. Do you see?
I do, yes.
So when you are so scared of losing something that you do not even yet have yet, focus on something else. something lighter, something with no resistance. We're not saying to not want more money. But if right now, every time you think about money, you feel so scared about the idea of it not coming when you really want it, don't think about money. Because you're only harming that. You're only pushing yourself farther from your manifestation. So think instead about $5. Or think instead about a free cup of Starbucks. Think instead about getting all green lights as you're driving, the perfect parking spot, the most delicious food you've ever eaten, a wonderful tip, a great promotion, a great kind word from a loved one, a great day, a beautiful sky. Focus on things that feel resistance-free. And then when you're ready and you trust yourself more, slowly reintroduce the ideas that once caused you fear. Yes? Start small and build up. Not because only you can manifest small things, but because you specifically need to learn to trust yourself. And until you do, there's going to be that push-pull. I want it, but I'm scared. I want it, but I'm scared. So you stay put. You stay stagnant, do you see?
Yeah.
So focus on things that you just want. You don't actually care if you get them. Little things. Inconsequential things. The universe sees no difference between a grain of sand and an empire, a grain of sand and a huge castle. To the universe, you can manifest both equally, but to you, there's a difference. So build the belief within yourself. Start to trust who you are. Start to see the power that you hold, and then it will be easier. Okay?
Okay.
Do you feel at peace with that?
I do.
Yes.
You were talking about money earlier, but I was wondering if you could help me see that way to bridge the confidence with the creativity.
Is creativity a situation in which you currently have a lot of resistance around?
I believe I do.
Then choose something else right now.
Okay.
If you feel loads of resistance every time, the money was just an example.
Right.
Apply it to everything. If you're wanting to be creative, we'll give you an example. Writer's block. When a writer is blocked, they are not meant to sit at their desk and hammer through and focus and think, why am I not being creative right now? They're meant to go do something else. Do something that brings you joy. Do martial arts, go swimming, go to the rink, go for a walk, make food. Who cares? Anything. Like we mentioned before, resistance is not there for you to pummel through it. It is meant for you to take a break. Go do something else. And when you're ready, come back. For example, we're going to stick with this example because we think you relate to it well. When a writer has a writer's block, do you know how often it is that when they finally decide, instead of sitting there and forcing themselves to focus when it does not feel good, they get up, they go for a walk, they go to a coffee shop, it's a wonderful day, they get their coffee, then they're inspired to go to the bookstore. They go to a bookstore and they find a new pen. Oh, this pen is nice, it's fun, I like it. Then they're inspired to go to Target and they find some toys or some clothes, and it all brings them joy and enlightenment. And as they are walking around, as they are existing, as they are following their path that feels good, that is when inspiration strikes and their block is no more. Do you know how often that is? It is so often. Their blocks almost never go away from them sitting at their desks and forcing themselves to pummel through it. So when you're wanting to be creative, but it doesn't feel good in that moment, don't worry about it. Your creativity never goes away. Even if you are not practicing it every minute of the day, you are still creative. You do not need to prove to yourself that you are creative. And we think that is something you do quite often, is try to prove to yourself that you are creative enough, that you are good enough, that you try enough. But we do not see you that way, and the universe does not see you that way, and your higher self does not ever, ever, ever see you that way, which is in a way in which you need to prove yourself. We already see that you are enough. So whether you are creative an entire day, acting and being creative, great. Whether you are not creative for a year, okay. As long as you are always acting and doing it when it feels good, that is lovely. So do not force yourself to be when you are not ready. And do not shame yourself for not being creative when you think you're meant to be. You don't need to prove anything. Not to us, not to the universe, and not to your true self. So let that go. Okay?
Okay.
Do you see it?
I do.
Do you feel it?
Yes.
Take a walk, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Until next time. We'll see you again soon.